Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, and along with me I have my co-host Ruffian, who is also my chief analyst. So he helps me with everything that I do here in this studio. He's always with me. Today he decided to join me on the screen, and we are jointly going to investigate what happened as a result of the CPI numbers and what the markets did today and what are we going to do for tomorrow, right, Rafi? Yeah. So Rafi is all set. So let's get started. Welcome back, friends. I'm going to start off, as always, by looking at the fear and greed index first. So if you look at the fear and greed index, we have kind of dialed back a little bit, which I think is it's good in a way. As long as we don't go into extreme greed, I think we will not break the bull run. So any amount of extreme greed, once it goes closer to 100, that's when I think the markets generally drop drastically and we start a new cycle. So I'm happy that we are dialed down a little bit and came down to 72. So this is a positive in my books. And if you look at the heat map, let me close this one. If you look at the heat map, I think money has moved back into energy and it's gone out of most of the other places. There are a few of those Magnificent Seven which have been able to attract some money, that is Microsoft and NVDA. Those two have done well, and Tesla continues to lose. It's gone down another 2.93%. And Apple also has shown some weakness out here. It hasn't lost much, but it's not a resounding positive like we would have liked to see in it. And of course, Google and Meta are also in the same range. So there has been a little bit of selling out from the tech side, from the Magnificent Seven. But overall, I think the effect has been much more muted than what one would have expected for the kind of CPI result that we got. But we should also remember that there is a base bias. So if the previous month was had a particular base as compared to the one before that, then we could get a bit of different reading. So that's what I call as the base bias. So overall, I think the market is reconciling itself. And if you look at the Nasdaq futures, at this point of time, I see a gain of 0.11% positive. It's around 412 right now. The market is still open. It's going to come to a close. So when the market closes, I'll also record what rate it closed at. But things are looking good at this point of time. It seems the market has digested the CPI news and is moving forward. Now, if we go to QQQ, you can see it in action right now. It's up 0.21% and it opened higher and then it came down. That's why you see a red candle. But the important thing is that it's above the 9-day exponential moving average, and it's also above 406.75, which is the horizontal line of support that we have had, which we wanted to stay above. So I'm happy about that. And we can see that the RSI has plenty of room to move and the momentum is picking up. So that's again another positive. MACD is also going towards the signal line to cross over to the bullish side. So overall, if you look at all of these things, then I would say that we have taken the CPI news in stride and the market is renewing its efforts to go forward. Now let's look at VIX, which has been dropping. It has dropped below this diagonal line of support, friends. This is great news. And you can also see the MACD ready to cross over the signal line. So overall, it looks very promising at this point of time. S&P 500 is down 0.04, but it's still above the support at 476.22. So I'm hopeful that it will stay there because the RSI has got plenty of room to move. Momentum is a bit flat, but it is way above average, so that is good. MACD is also moving towards the signal line. And if you look at Dow Jones, it is up 0.6%. Don't be fooled by the red candle. It started higher, then came down, and then went back again, pushed up by the 9-day exponential moving average, which continues to give very strong support. The RSI has got still a little more room before it gets overheated. MACD is also moving towards the signal line. Nothing not to like about. We would have preferred more strength, but we will take what we get. And US dollar index was down 0.1%, still held up by the 9-day exponential moving average. Russell index was down minus 0.78%. and it was pushed back up by the horizontal resistance at 191.38. US oil was up 1.83%, and PCC, that is a put call ratio, is at 1.037%. This is the post market from yesterday, and yeah, it's the post market from today, and it's looking I think almost neutral. I would say 1.037, slightly bearish, but 0.03 bearish is nothing. So I think I would say that it's neutral. Now let us go on to look at the market movers. So I'm going to look at NVDA first. Post market, it is still up 0.03%, and today it has gained 0.87%. Disregard the red candle. We are looking pretty good, and MACD is very bullish, and we are above the 70% on the RSI. So typically you can't stay above this for too long, so it has to come down a little bit, consolidate, let the RSI cool off, and then move up. So I would expect a bit of cooling off tomorrow. And if we look at Netflix, it was up 2.91%. It's a very slim doji, lot of indecision out here, but nevertheless way higher than where it ended yesterday, and also above the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving average. So this is a very good move for Netflix. Also, you will see that the momentum is pointed upwards. So it's looking really good. RSI has plenty of room to move up, and MACD is ready to cross over the signal line on the bullish side. More strength is there in Netflix for tomorrow, in my opinion. If you look at Meta, it was down 0.22%. And I think still it's got good fundamentals out here. If you look at the MACD, it's very healthy. Momentum is just, the RSI has just about been oversold, so it's consolidating a little bit. Once the RSI cools down, I think we'll see a pickup again in Meta shares. Probably it could happen tomorrow as well, who knows. And look at Tesla, it was, then we look at Tesla, it was down minus 2.87%. It's fallen below the line of support as I predicted yesterday. And now we have a support here, which is at 225.82, which actually pushed back. If you see, if I expand this, you'll see there's a small wick out here, which was pushed back from that line of support. So the support line has worked for today. Will it work tomorrow? My answer is no, it will not work tomorrow, because our momentum is still falling and MACD is still bearish. So tomorrow also we are likely to go down further, but I will be very happy if this line of support can push it upward. If you have access to options data, you can look at the options and see where you have more puts and more calls, and that can give you the boundaries within which Tesla is likely to move and where it will get support. But from the data that I have, I think that Tesla is looking weak on the charts, and I wouldn't be surprised if it falls below this support as well. I have a good stake of Tesla. I've been contemplating whether I should sell or keep. So I have got a analysis paralysis kind of a situation, and it's deteriorating further. I need to break out of that. Anyway, that's a story for another day. Let us go on and look at Microsoft, which is up 0.49%, and post-market it is down minus 0.2%. So if you look at action for today, chart is looking brilliant. It has got more scope to go up further because there is plenty of room on the RSI, and momentum is also pointed upwards. MACD is also bullish. So overall, I feel good about Microsoft. And then we are looking at FNGU, which is how I trade in the Magnificent 7. And FNGU has done reasonably well, I would say, given the condition of the overall market. One of the breakthroughs for FNGU, in my opinion, is getting over this diagonal line of resistance and converting this into a support. So I'm going to convert this into a support, and I'm going to reduce the line thickness so that I can see where we are. If I reduce the line thickness, I can see that we have not yet crossed this diagonal line of support. Let me get it back to where it was. It was not clear when the line was thick. But at this point of time, I think we are very close to this line of resistance. And hopefully tomorrow we are able to clear it, because the RSI has plenty of room to go up. Momentum is pointed upwards, and the MACD is moving towards the signal line. And if I was to look at Apple, it was down minus 0.32%, still having support from this diagonal line of support, which is this mustard line out here. I think I should convert this into green, because let us have the same standard everywhere. I don't know why I put that different color out there. So this is the support, ultimate support. And then we have a support from the 100-day exponential moving average, which is this yellow line. So Apple can still recover. Then we have Google, which was down minus 0.09%. And I think the MACD is looking very good, but the momentum is a bit flat. That concerns me. We are above average momentum, so there is still hope, but the flat momentum makes me feel that probably some consolidation is ahead before we go up. And then we look at Amazon, which was up 0.94%, and it has broken above the line of resistance, so that's another positive achievement. It crossed 154.61 and converted that into a line of support. And it's above all the exponential moving averages. Amazon is looking very strong on the charts. Momentum is pointed upwards. RSI has plenty of room to move up. And also, we have got MACD, which is just about ready to cross over to the bull side. Everything looking good. And all these underlyings are like to help FNGU tomorrow. That said, let us go on to look at genomics. And when I look at genomics, I can see that ALLO was up 1.26%. And then we have ARKG, which was down minus 3.85%. So our support from yesterday at 31.11 has now been converted into a resistance. So ARKG has gone for the worse. And also the MACD is bearish. And if you look at Beam, it was down minus 3.69%. And as a result of that, it has converted the 50-day and the 100-day exponential moving averages into resistances, which is very bad. The next support lies at around 25.10. MACD and the momentum, both of them are very weak. The chart is looking weak for Beam. Bluebird ended up flat. It's consolidating. The MACD is still giving us positive vibes, whereas momentum has flatlined. It needs to improve a lot before Bluebird can go up. BNGO Genomics was down 7.79%. Chart is also looking very weak. CRBU Biosciences was down 11.07% against all my hopes from yesterday. It has gone down. Let us see if there is any news article out here. There is no news article. Bad sentiment out there. CRISPR Therapeutics, as predicted, has gone up 2.37%. And in the process, it has converted this diagonal line of resistance into a diagonal line of support. And it has moved back into the original bull channel that we had plotted for it. So that's a big positive. The next resistance for CRISPR is going to come at 66.49. I'm very satisfied with the momentum, not only being above average, but also pointed upwards. Plenty of room for the RSI to move up. MACD is also moving in the right direction, almost ready to cross over the signal line. That's great. DNA is down another 4.96%, converting yet another support into a resistance at 1.37. Let me mark this red. And chart is still looking weak. It can still fall down further. So tomorrow, if it falls below 1.30, I'd be evaluating the probability of buying some for a swing trade opportunity, because after 4 days of falling, there's likely to be a bounce back. And it will be a very small stake that I will use just for the sake of checking this out, just for fun, I would say. Editas down 3.17%. And the chart is not looking good. MACD as well as momentum is not looking. MACD is slightly better, but it's still bearish, even though it's moving towards the signal line. When I look at MACD along with the momentum, it's not a good look. And the support at 9.07 may probably not hold up for Editas tomorrow, and we may probably come down further. And then let us look at Illumina. Illumina is up 0.27%, still struggling with this resistance at 141.43. And I think that the flat momentum out here is to blame. Our MACD is moving in the right direction, but we want the momentum to pick up. I'm really enthused because the momentum is above average, so that's a good thing. There's plenty of interest in Illumina. But if you examine all these candles, they're all doji candles which show a bit of indecision. I think the rest of the market has to decide that Illumina is a good company and it's on the mend, and Grail will be disposed of, and then we'll see a jump above this line of resistance. That said, IMTX is up 0.83%. So this is kind of a trend reversal out here. So I'll wait and see what happens tomorrow. Because the RSI has been overheated, I would say that there's been a sideways movement, and instead of being a red candle, it's a green candle. So I'm feeling more happy about it. And also we have gone above yesterday's closing. So overall, I think IMTX looks good. both on the basis of MACD as well as momentum. NTLA was down minus 2.53%. Chart is not looking good. NVTA was down 8.16%. Again, chart is not looking good. PACB was down 12.06%. Despite posting good earnings, PACB is not doing well. I have to find out why. I'll do a video on PACB very shortly and we'll drill down into this. Right now, the chart is looking very, very weak for PACB. Prime was down 6.11%. Chart is looking very weak for Prime. And then VERV was down 5.66%. Again, momentum has dropped below average. Chart is looking very bad for VERV. So that's what I have got here, my friends. So overall, it's looking weak, and Rafi has consulted with me and he's saying that let us hold on to FNGU for tomorrow and let us watch what happens. And I think we came to an agreement that the market is probably moving in the right directions. There are some people who have got doubts and they are making the candles into doji candles. But hopefully tomorrow when the big bank results come in, if the bank results are good, then that could push us above the line and make us decide to go on a bull channel. But I have been reading that Citibank has been sending out messages that probably they may not come out with good results. So I would be a bit circumspect about that. But then there are other banks like JP Morgan and others reporting. And I think that should be plenty of good news for tomorrow. And that should boost the animal spirits in the market and we should start marching upwards. At this point of time, I'm seriously doubting my thesis about election years where February and March happen to be the low points and then everything starts picking up. So I'm going to be carefully watching the proceedings on Friday. And I might probably pull the trigger on selling off FNGU if I think that the markets are likely to come down after Friday. Maybe I'm in time or maybe I'm late, I don't know. But then friends, I'm a retail investor like yourself. I don't claim to be an investment pundit or an expert. I would also like you guys to put your feedback on where you see the market going. What do you have in your portfolio? Are you happy? Is it all moving in the right direction? Put it in the comments below. And also let me know what's going to happen in February and March according to your own ideas and thesis. With that said, my friends, Ruffian and I bid you farewell for the day. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. And hey, Rafi, can you say bye? Rafi is saying that he's tired after all the calculations and analysis and everything, and he wants to just go to sleep. So he's just sleeping on my desk out here. I'll catch up with you guys again later on. Bye for now.